Good morning. I'm Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the annual Small Business Lebanon Marketing Seminar. As some of you know, I owned a small business in Lebanon for 21 years, and I understand some of the problems and some of the pleasures that small business operators go through. It gets tough sometimes, I understand, especially since March of this year. I want to compliment each of you for all your hard work and managing to struggle through and stay in business since March with COVID and all the things that we're going through right now. The small business seminar, I like to encourage you to take advantage of it. Sarah's done a lot of work to get this thing together, and it's been very successful over the last several years. So, if you haven't taken advantage of it before, be sure that you contact Sarah and take advantage of it now. You've all heard that small business is the backbone of America, and I certainly agree with that. And it's not just the businesses on the square, it is the businesses on the square, but all up and down West Main, East Main, North Cumberland, South Cumberland, all over town. There are so many small businesses in Lebanon, and we depend on you to succeed. And if there's any way that the city of Lebanon can help you succeed, we want to do that. Thank you very much for taking part.
Good morning. Welcome to our Shop Small, Shop Lebanon digital seminar. In my past, I have always said this is my favorite day, and I always appreciate everyone joining us on this venture for supporting small businesses. It's a little different this year, but we always come together and talk about working together and increasing our marketing efforts this holiday season. And we're all together and we're all learning from each other. I always refer to it as the magic. Well, this year has been different to say the least. And after the March 3rd tornado, we went straight into COVID, and we've all struggled, and we've had to learn to adapt. And adapting is the key, and I think that's what we're going to learn today on how we move forward with this. We went from a stay-at-home order to businesses closed for a short while. And one thing that I think has come from this is that we are Lebanon, we are strong, and we will overcome this. And as we are normally together and we focus on Small Business Saturday, as we stated earlier, this year is definitely different. And Small Business Saturday will be different as well. As we continue to follow state orders of not having large gatherings, we continue to adapt to social distancing, we thought we would shift our messaging from Small Business Saturday to Shop Small Lebanon. And as we continue to market our community efforts to support local businesses, we ask everyone to shop small all season. And I'm going to back up for a minute. I went right into this, so I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I know we had some technical difficulty logging on in the beginning, so I appreciate you bearing with us and staying with us. We are recording this, so we will send out a link for you to view it. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to this. Melanie Minter with the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, Kim Parks with Historic Lebanon, and all of our small business partners. And I miss all of the businesses that aren't here with us right now, but I appreciate you taking the time to log in. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sarah Haston, and I am the Economic Development Director for the City of Lebanon. And I've been in this role for 5 years now. I'm very proud of the work that we do here. And the City of Lebanon truly does appreciate the small businesses that we have here in our community. And it's important for us to maintain the momentum and keep you guys successful the best that we can. We try our best to work together to continue to build partnerships and to help you guys be successful. There will be opportunity for you all to ask questions. My goal for this was to be as interactive as we could, even though we're on a digital platform. I made a joke earlier that my humor might not come across as it normally does, but I will try my best. But I wanted to take a step back and introduce myself since I just went straight into this. I am a little nervous this morning, which is new for me. I think this digital world just has us all a little, on pins and needles. I'm trying my best to adapt, just like I'm asking you all to adapt. So in true transparency here, I'm a little nervous, so I just wanted to share that with you. But as we get into this marketing seminar, I really want you guys to have that takeaway of our messaging changing from Small Business Saturday to being that one day to the season, the holiday season. So as we're wrapping up October and we're starting to move into November, that's when our messaging is really going to start. As you guys kick off that holiday season, we're going to continue to market, and our efforts will be to ask the community to support local businesses, and we'll ask everyone to shop small all season. The efforts this year, a little bit different, but we're still doing the best that we can to pull together. So we always start the season off with this marketing seminar, and I think this is our 4th year doing it. So thank you for everyone who's stuck by us. We've purchased 2 Shop Small, Shop Lebanon billboards. Those will come online November 2nd, and they will stay online through December 27th. So we're really trying to help with that through the whole holiday season. And then we have additional advertising efforts that we normally do that we will continue to do with our print media buy and our radio buy. And then social media marketing promotions. As we encourage all of you to dive into that, for those of you who have not yet paid for social media advertising, I think this is the year that you should definitely experiment with that, and I'd be happy to help you with that as well, but we will be doing it on your behalf for the entire community. And then we also have invested in some Shop Lebanon reusable tote bags. They're very colorful, very fun. And I know that when you guys come and pick up your swag, you guys all really love those tote bags. So we thought this year we're not getting as much free stuff as we normally get. So we thought we would take some of our funds and invest in that for you guys. And we're hoping that this will be a promotion that you guys can carry throughout the year. One of our merchants had the idea, well, we'll offer a 10% discount for those who bring those back. So I'm confident that you guys can get creative and find ways to use these tote bags. I think you'll like them. And then also, just through our surveys, we talked to some small businesses that were struggling with the social distance. So as we look at other communities to see what they're doing, we took this idea from Chattanooga, so thank you. But we noticed that they had these clings on the floor that say shop small. So we have ordered those, and we ordered enough for everyone to get a few of those. They're a 3M vinyl, and they'll go right on the floor and have a heart that says social distance, but then it also says shop small, shop Lebanon. So we're going to be consistent with that theme. And we will get those, and we'll do the logistics of how to pick those up and get those to you, but those are on their way for you as well. And that's optional. If that's not something that you're interested in, you don't have to take that. 10 Community, I want to highlight this real quick. This is something that is new this year that has been a effort from the community, from our local banks, to really help with relief as part of that recovery process, as we are all adapting from not just the tornado, but from COVID, and as everything is coming through. We've done partnerships like this in the past with Small Biz Bucks, and it's very similar to that, where we're bringing in more community partners with our local banks, and they are committed to doing thousands of dollars back into the economy. And this will work like it has in the past. but it's basically free money. Consumers out in the Lebanon and Wilson County community can pick up these coupons, these bucks, at local banks, and then those will be able to be used at the shops in the local community, and are to encourage consumers to buy. And even if you come in and you maybe planned on getting one thing, hopefully this will lead to larger sales because they are putting that money out in the community. Think of it as a relief package. And to go along with the theme of shopping small all holiday season, they've extended that deadline. So people will pick up the monies from the November 16th through the 27th. And then the businesses can accept them from November 28th through December 5th. And then the logistics of turning those in can be communicated, and details of that through their website. You want to make sure that you go onto their website and that you sign up to participate in this program. And you also get a free listing on their website, trying to kind of bring in, as you get into this, you'll understand more how important it is today to be found online. So the more places you can put your listing on the internet, it adds to that credibility and the validity of your site. Even if it's a social media link, you want to have those links out there. So please do go to that. It's completely free, and register your business. As we dive into digital marketing strategies, these are the basics. This can get as complicated as you want it to be and as detailed as you want it to be. Right now, as we all adapt, it's more different than it's ever been. There's not one answer for everybody. Each business is going to have a different approach and a different solution. But these are your 5 basic things that you're going to want to incorporate into a digital marketing strategy. One is discovering your customer insights. And this is something that you can do with paid programming or free programming. You can utilize Facebook resources, and they've been completely revamped this year to accommodate those needs. I'm sure all of you have noticed how many people are just sitting there scrolling and scrolling. Our time has shifted, and we are on our cell phones more than ever. And when we're on those phones, we're on social media. So understanding those insights is so important. And if you just fiddle around with Facebook, you'll be able to understand those a little bit more. And then you'll evolve into Instagram. Instagram has great business insights as well. And when I say insights, I'm talking about tracking your engagement and understanding when people are on. Do you get more engagement on Fridays than you do on Tuesday? And being able to shift your content based on that information. Is it peak in the morning or does it peak in the evening? Paying attention to that is understanding those insights. Understanding your customers. If you take away the word digital and you just think about understanding your customers, it's the same thing that you would do with a friendship. You want to make sure that you understand, or with all relationships, you understand the expectation from the person you're talking to, and they understand the expectation from you. Just as you manage your relationships in life, from your parents to your children, to your best friends, to your acquaintances, to business professionals, you can apply the same philosophy to understanding your customers. And I'll get into some of my favorite tricks to do that as well. Engaging your customers. So we have spent years building strong social media profiles. We've spent years putting content out there. Now we have to take this social media community and we need to turn it into dollars. You need to convert them to sales. You need to get them to shop online or come into your store. And you've taken this community, you've built it, you've got them to trust you, you've got them to like you, you've got them to follow you, you've got them to come in and out. Now you need to get them to buy. And that's where that engagement comes from. Execution. You can have all of these bright ideas and you can have all of these images that you take and all of these videos, but if you don't push it out, it's not doing anyone any good. And you got to let go of those reservations. Am I pushing too much? Am I promoting myself too much? No. Right now, people are craving this information. We are all feeling the same way when it comes to social distancing and limiting our exposure in our relationships. So now we're out there and we're looking for these connections. We're missing it, and we're all feeling the same way. So continue to push it out, because you're going to catch someone's eye. If you don't push it out, you're missing an opportunity to reach another customer. And then optimization. This is a fun word. It's a tricky word. It can be complicated or it can be easy. Optimizing it means that you're tweaking it as you go. You're continuing to evolve it, whether you're paying to push it out or you're running 2 ads and seeing what people like better. You can take the same outfit. If you're a boutique, you can do this with your images. You can take a picture of an outfit and stage it, and then you can take a picture of that same outfit on a model, and you can push them out, and you can see how people are responding to it. And it's not just about likes or comments, but then did that outfit fly off the shelf? Did you get pre-orders for it? Did people call the store to reserve it? Are people asking to come pick it up? Measure those things so that you can continue to optimize your campaigns. So as I said, I would get into a few of my favorites. The most basic answer of customer insight is the discovery of patterns in the customer data. These discoveries let you know the customer's intent and the challenges. And that's important to know what the challenges are, because if people aren't buying off of it, then why not? Was it not a one-click process? Was it complicated? Was it hard? And a good way to do this is through what we call empathy interviews. And those are open-ended questions with your customers, talking to them and understanding what they like, what they don't like, what is hard. If you have, and you want to do this in a diverse manner, so don't always ask the same person. I know we have some customers that we're closer to, and you should ask them, because those are probably going to be the ones who are comfortable enough to tell you the truth, but also ones that are on your social community. So if you see people that are always liking, or Facebook rates them as a top fan, ask them. Send them a message. Pick up the phone and call them. Ask them questions about their experience. And you can also do this with fun quizzes. If you're a boutique, you can do it with which do you prefer, a scarf or a hat? With the changing seasons, I think a good way to get that is to be creative with it, whether it's booties or tall boots. Think about stylistic approaches. You can also do this with home goods, with different mantle approaches. It seems that if you explore Pinterest, mantles are such a hot thing right now. You could do one that is a more classic look, and then you can do one that is a more fun look, and asking those questions. If you're asking a question, you're asking them to talk back. And what's important there is making sure you respond if they do talk. You don't ever want to miss that. And then customer feedback forms. I know that in Lebanon, our service industry is really good at this. If you have an appointment with a salon or skin services, I don't want to leave anyone out, but those are some key ones that I always, after an appointment, receive a customer feedback form. And you can do this across the board. This doesn't have to be limited to service-oriented businesses, because at the end of the day, right now, we're all in a service business. Even our boutiques that have accommodated customer pickups and online ordering. And if you've launched a new site, customer feedback is very important, because you want to make sure that that experience is going well. Digital touch points, I think, are important. Before we were on the digital world, we knew these touch points like the back of our hand. When we are having relationships with customers, we know when we need to reach out to them in advance. We do our networking, our PR, then we hold their hand through the sale, right? And we know as we're going down that process of closing the sale, right? Then after the sale, we send thank you cards, we send anniversary cards, we do all these things. We can't lose sight of that even when we're doing it to the digital. And a great way to think about this is how you are just, and your digital platform is an extension of yourself and your business that you already have. So we've been so careful with brand recognition and owning our brand and owning our business and the way that we want our reputation to be. Extend that same philosophy to the digital world. So as you adapt and you add images to your social media and you add images to your website, keep them consistent with the theme that you have in your business and your storefront, so it's an extension. You want to find that magic of bringing the brick and mortar to the digital realm, and you can do that with familiarity and with staying true to your brand. So as we navigate through COVID, we obviously are adapting to a changing environment, and it continues to change. It seems like it changes every day. We went from, we all have the Tennessee Pledge, we have business guidelines, and we have information on our website to help you through this. But I think one of the biggest things that we've seen is this push to open an online store, which is great because it used to be where you had to have a website, and it really just told you your business hours, how to contact you. And then Google kind of made like a platform for that, and then social media became your website. Well, now I want to have these websites where I can one-click buy. I see something I like on Instagram, I want to buy from Instagram. I see it on Facebook, I want to buy from Facebook. And they've created these platforms to help you do that, and websites. So I think right now, as you're moving, and some of you have done a great job of building these websites and getting these e-commerce platforms up, make sure that you're continuing to add alternatives. For those who are not coming into the store and you want to have curbside pickup, promote it. You want to have online shopping, promote it. Have those alternatives so that you're meeting the need for everyone, and keep the content updated. And I know that's hard. I know it. I talk to so many people and they run out of time and they can't dedicate that time, but you have to. You have to stay consistent, and you have to set aside time in your day to do it. New images that change, new inventory that changes, keep it going because people are checking that. And that's where I think that social media is key. When we say navigating through COVID, I think it's utilizing your social platforms to push people to your online buy. I think I put this up here about doing good deeds and connecting with your customers. I think now more than ever, our community, we've seen this where you're doing good deeds, whether you're doing it with a local civic club or with the school district or a nonprofit. We know that the business community supports these efforts in Lebanon. Tell your story. Add that to your social media platform. If you're participating in a food drive, if you are participating in a clothing drive, if you are participating in a fundraiser, whatever organization or group that you are a part of, bring that into your brand. Include that on your social media pages so you can talk about how you give back to your community. It's part of who you are, and we know that you do it. Share it. Share it and bring the community into it. That will make an impact on these consumers as they're scrolling and as they're searching. Creative conversations. Creative conversations are very important to social media engagement. Wonderful content, check. We know it. Beautiful images, check. Questions, themes. These are all important, especially if we go back to the good deeds, pushing that through. That engagement is what's going to change that top of mind awareness. It's very easy for people to pick up their phone and shop online. But is it easy for them to shop online locally? And that's where you have to adapt and make those changes. And we as a community need to educate our consumers on doing so, that we can still support our small businesses even when we do it digitally. We don't have to order from Amazon. We don't have to order from Walmart. We don't have to order from Target. We can meet that demand here locally. So let's tell everybody that we can, and let's bring them in. I want to make this interactive, like I had said, and I had reached out to a few businesses to talk about some themes that they do. Is this a good time to open it up? That's where okay. So one of the themes that I want to talk about, if 316, if they are on, I'd like for them to unmute themselves and talk about specifically Try It On Tuesday. If you have been following them, you would see the key thing for me in this one, it's so visual, where they have their images, but also they're consistent with it. We know to expect it on Tuesday, and they do it on Tuesday, and they even remind people the night before. So is Amber or Mandy online to talk about Try It On Tuesday from 316?
So we started Try It On Tuesday because we follow lots of bloggers, and that's kind of what they do. That's how they sell their product. We have both purchased many items from clicking. They always have a link. And so we decided, hey, let's do what they do and let's video ourselves in the clothes. And so that is how that all started. And our customers, we get nothing but positive feedback on that. They look forward to it. It's what else?
It's just become a thing that they look, I mean, that
Yeah.
they talk about. It's really
about,
cool.
yes.
And then, some weeks things fly out the door by Tuesday afternoon. And then some weeks, it just depends on the trend of people shopping that week. But it has been a great way for people to see how things look, because I will say, like, we used to be really big about throwing things down and doing a flat lay, but it got to the point where I was, as a shopper myself, I liked seeing it on someone and seeing how it fits. And people will say, okay, what size is Amber wearing? Okay, that's what size I need, because they know that we're about the same size. So to me, it's about visually seeing it on someone and seeing how it fits, because a lot of the time seeing it on the floor is not going to look the same as seeing it on someone's body.
I think that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I don't recall how long you guys have been doing Try It On Tuesday, but I know that it's in my brain to go to it and look at it. And I actually like how you do it in your story, and it's easy to click through it. If I have time to sit and listen to all of it, I do. And then other times I can click through and still get the visuals. And I think that that's something that shows another value, because I, in the consumer, am deciding how to do it. And I think that that is always important. I know that I appreciate you sharing that with us. And if anyone else has anything they want to add, now is a good time to give us an example. And we appreciate it. So if you do, just give us a little signal that you want to talk, and we'll make sure we get you unmuted so you can. I want to highlight Jessie's Boutique. I know that she is traveling, and she might be on or might not be on, but she said she wouldn't have an opportunity to mute herself. So I wanted to take a moment to mention Jessie's Boutique, because she has done something unique as well, where she goes to a Facebook Live and highlights different items and sells them. And she's had a very good success with this. But again, I think with her, the trick is that consistency. It's been the same night every week. It's been the same time every week. And she's even incorporated it into her text message marketing. So I'll get a message reminding me that she's going live, and she talks about it on her page. And I think that has been real effective for her, and the way that she has promoted it as well. So I wanted to mention that. And then I also wanted to mention Iddy and Oscars as an example. And I know she's traveling too. She might be on, she might not. So no pressure. I know that she might not be available. But Joy Pine has done something as well with Joy's Closet. And she has featured new items. And it's a visual as well. She does a little speed up video of her trying on the different outfits and coming in and out of the dressing room. And we know to expect it. It's different clothes each week. It makes me want to tune in. And those are some creative ways that these stores have done different things. And I know there's stores all over town that have tried new things and have put themselves out there. And now's the time to do it. You know, you want to get real and connect with your customers and do it in a way that is creative and different and unique. So I wanted to highlight those because those are ones that I'm familiar with, but I know there are others. I'm going to mention Wilkie's because Wilkie's came to Kiwanis to talk about how they've adapted with their inventory, and I've noticed their social media. So I'm going to mention them as well. And I know that all of you are tweaking it, so I think you're all doing a great job, and I am here to help you any way that I can. I think as we segue into this new topic, I want to talk a little bit about being found online. It's important right now. It's so important, and I think in the past, you know, search engine optimization just sounded kind of scary and more intense. And that, hey, I think I really need to know what I'm doing if I want to do search engine optimization. That kind of attitude towards it. But I want you to take a minute and think, people are out there looking, they're shopping, and they're going to their computers or their cell phones first. And so you need your business to be found. And you need to be found online. And there are ways to do it. Some are free, so take advantage of them. Update your Google listing. If you have not updated your Google listing, please do so as soon as we are done with this. It is free and it is effective. I should be able to type in something and Lebanon businesses should come up, and that's through partnerships with Google. Make sure you can, and then Google search engine optimization. We can recommend companies. There are local people who do it, but it's important. And all that means, if you're sitting there going, what does search engine optimization even means? It's a technique digitally to let your business be found before a competitor or other businesses. So people who are actually looking to make a purchase. And you can get real sophisticated with it. If any of you have bought a car recently and you search for a car on your phone, I'm sure your ads have changed to vehicles. That's part of it, but that's only one part of it. You want to make sure that you populate. And there are techniques to do it with keeping new content and adding images, but there are paid ways to do it as well. And if you were ever going to experiment, now is the time to do that. Pay-per-click advertising.
Wilkie's said that she'd like to talk.
Oh, okay, we're going to open it up. We have Wilkie's here that wants to add something. Thank you, Wilkie's.
This is what happens when you live out in Gladeville, Tennessee, and there's not good Wi-Fi service. Can you hear me?
I appreciate you being here.
Hey, anytime, guys. I was just talking away earlier, and you guys couldn't hear me at all. So I just decided that I would let you know. But yes, so Wes actually had the opportunity to visit the Kiwanis Club and talk about how we were adapting to this new way of life. And, you know, we're a little bit different. Yes, we're considered a retail boutique, but a lot of the people that shop in our store are mostly men, and we all know that our husbands are not as much on social media as we are as women. So we're trying to kind of adapt that where it's hitting the women as well as it's catering to the men. So we're still offering our curbside pickup as well as our home deliveries. That's one of Wes's favorite things to do. It's to drive around in Wilson County and deliver things to people's houses and actually get to meet them. So that's still going on. We're still going to do all that good stuff, as well as we're gearing up for our Christmas on the Square and getting our costume ready for that and all of our window displays. And we loved that the chamber had the whole scarecrow contest. Anything that's building rapport with all of us working hard together, I think, is showing the community that we are here and that we're staying here and that we're not going anywhere.
Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. That is awesome. And that was one of the saddest parts about doing this digitally. I'm thankful that we are able to, but I miss the connections that we share when we talk about our successes and we talk about our struggles and our innovative ways to adapt. And when Wes did come and talk at Kiwanis, I was just so impressed with not only his ability, but his passion that he has, not just for what he's doing on a day-to-day, but for his community. And I think that's what makes us special, and that's what makes us different as we're competing with these big boxes. And in my world, I see it so much. I'm always hit up with, why don't we have this chain? And why don't we have this chain and this chain? We need this, we need that. You know what? The character of Lebanon comes through these small businesses, and they're all different and they're all unique, and I love it. And that's who we are. So thank you for taking the time to share that, Wilkies. And if there's anyone else, just please give us a sign and we will call on you. I love the interaction. I don't want to lose that element of this program at all. Back to pay-per-click, and it's funny because if you would have asked me 8 years ago, I would have said, no way. We don't need that. But you know what? It's actually cheaper than it's ever been. It's deeply discounted right now. So if you've been one of those who's like, maybe I'll try pay-per-click or maybe I won't, now's the time to do it. It's affordable right now. And what you're doing there is it's a sophisticated way to market customers and stay in front of them for people who are actually searching the internet for the goods, services, and products that you sell. So there's science behind it in the sense that you are using keywords and you're talking to the consumer behind the scene, and then you're paying money to populate when they're doing that search. You're paying money to come before your competitors. If you've thought about doing it and you need some help, just give me a buzz and I will help you, walk you through it. But you can manage it on your own. You don't have to have a marketing degree to do it. And then as you get more familiar with it, you'll learn about optimizing those campaigns and tweaking them, which is key. But I think now is a good time to explore that as an option. Special offers, unique times allow for opportunities to get creative with special offers. Now, this is a catch-22 here, right? Because we are struggling as a business community, so we can't give away the farm. So we need to be creative with this. We need to think about ways to do it. This is where you really find an opportunity to engage on your social media. You can throw out special offers to the people who are following you on Instagram. You can let them be the first peek at new products, whether they're cool new hats that Wilkies is doing, or it's a brand new fall hat that Poppy's is doing, something like that. You want to be able to talk about those things. You can do these unique codes, special offers where you can come in and mention something, cross promotion. This is a way to get that magic between the digital world and the brick and mortar and getting them to walk in. Obviously, the holiday season is a great time to offer special offers, and Small Business Saturday is as well. We've always talked about unique promotions. You can use those tote bags to do it. There's lots of creative ways. I'm not going to pretend I could give you every creative way because I know you guys know your stores better than I do, and you can do it. And as I'm following you guys and I see special stuff, I think it's great. I love seeing online only. I love seeing in-store only. I love seeing today only. I love all this creative stuff that you're doing. And it's fun too. I think that changing it up and coming up with these new ideas is a really good way to keep people following you, and to know that I need to come back because next time it's different. And I've seen this across the board. I've seen it in the service industry as well. Like with blowouts, I've seen special prices on blowouts at the hair salons. I've seen special pricing on skin, not just the products, but on skin services. And I think that everyone's getting creative across the board. It's not limited to boutiques or home stores. I've seen this, so I think it's a great way to do it. Local search engine optimization. This is important, and this kind of goes back to that touch point we were talking about, how you have to build a positive community with your digital world. So asking for positive reviews, keeping those positive reviews. If you haven't had a review in a long time on your web page or your social media, start asking your customers again. As you're smiling and giving them their product, ask for a review. As you're doing a feedback survey, ask them to put it on a review. Doing these reviews are so important. They are so important because people are more willing to trust a referral from a stranger that they read on the internet than they are someone in their family. People are talking to these strangers in this weird digital world, and they're taking these reviews from people they don't know. So get the reviews. Get the positive reviews. Start with the people you know first. Those customers that come in all the time, the customers that are interactive on your Instagram or your Facebook page, ask them to do it. You can even do it in an engagement platform. If somebody writes on there, oh, I love this, blah, 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 I had such a great experience, whatever it is, just comment back, thank you, we would appreciate the review. Would you mind leaving one on blah, blah, blah? That's so important, and that changes your local SEO. So how we were talking about how important it is to pay for it right now, you can get it for free if you just add reviews to what you're doing. So I asked you guys to submit some questions, and I had some great questions, and you can still add to this. So if anyone has any specific questions, just let us know. We'll answer those. But one of the questions that was asked, can you actually track your ROI with social media marketing? And I 100% believe, yes, you can. I think that it's so important, and we've put this effort into it that we don't want to lose it, especially in today's world. You can sign up for tracking tools, whether most of those are paid tools that you want to sign up for, and I can send you some links if you need some ideas. I know a few people use some right now, but pushing your customers towards your sites with specific offers and codes is a free version to tweak it and track it. Just by using codes, you can do it. But bringing the conversation from the digital platform to the store, that's how you're tracking it. Converting that conversation into dollars. So whether they do a one-click purchase online, that is something you would want to track for your social media marketing, or they come into the store. So ask them those questions about what brought you in here today. Do those customer feedback forms. Engage with them. You have to talk to your customers to understand them, to know them, and be receptive to their challenges, especially if you've launched a new site or you recently integrated Shopify. Be sensitive to their comments. Crave those comments. Want to understand what that customer experience looks like on the digital side. And then obviously, the one-click purchases, I think, are real important. If you go to some of these larger brands, you can see how easy it is for them to do. You want to make sure that you're trying to incorporate that same technology. Excuse me. So we've been struggling with customer retention, yet have had no complaints. How can I build loyalty with my customers to keep them coming back? This is a great question. I think we all struggle with this, right? We all have days that are busy, and then we have days that are slow, and then we have customers that we haven't seen in a while. Go back to what I had said earlier about my favorite things. One is feedback surveys, right? You're not going to know if you don't ask. You have to ask. Engage these customers with those empathy questions that we talked about at the beginning. Ask them how their experience was. Why do they come to you to shop? What are they looking for? What need are you meeting? And understanding that. Post questions. Post questions on your social media page. Thank customers. You thank them when they buy. Thank them after they buy. Send thank you cards, right? Like your grandmother always told you. Send correspondence, right? Loyalty programs. Creating loyalty programs for you to come back. We know that small businesses in Lebanon have really taken advantage of this and used this in the past with Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. They gave discounts to spend later on just for shopping with them on Small Business Saturday. They were thanking them for coming in, and they were inviting them to come back, and that's part of that conversation. I love thank yous. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then, of course, promoting other ways to shop. We know that there is going to be people who are not comfortable going out and about right now, and that makes us kind of struggle with this holiday season marketing. So you want to make sure that when you're communicating that you're open in your hours, you want to also be including that your website's open 24/7, right? That you can hear that cash register chinging online, right? You want to make sure that you're communicating that. And then the curbside options that some of you are still doing. I know people did appointments as well. Just talking about those different options, I think will help bring the consumers to you. What suggestions do you have given the current economic climate to increase foot traffic into the brick and mortars? So this one, obviously, I think everybody wants to know, how can I get more people into my store right now? What can I do? Well, I think you get real. I think you get personal, and you get on social media, and you talk to your customers about how you're feeling and what you're struggling with and what we're all struggling with. Let people know that you're following guidelines, that you've taken the Tennessee Pledge, that you are continuing to wipe down countertops, that you are continuing to promote social distancing. Let people know that you've adapted. It's hard, it's challenging, we've all done it, but you're doing it. I think that letting everyone know that it's hard and we're trying our best, I think is important. I think letting your customers know that you've made an effort to make them feel safe and comfortable is important, and that you miss seeing your customers. I miss my friends. I miss my dinner parties. Tell people that. Communicate with them. Remember, all of these techniques are the same techniques you would apply to relationships in real life. And if you can use that philosophy online and keep it casual and keep it connected, I think you'll do fine. I think video marketing is really important right now because it's a great way to really show kind of peeling back the onion and showing what is inside your store and what's inside your heart. And when I talk to all of you merchants, I know that it's your passion for what you do in the community that sets you apart. And a good way to show that is through video. Whether it's a short segment or a long segment, I know that a lot of you have open houses coming up. We'd be happy to help you with that. Don't be afraid to reach out with questions. Budgets. So this is a question I get a lot too. With a small business, how much budget should be set aside for marketing efforts? You know, this is something I think everybody struggles with across the board, even large budgets. Times of trouble, you're always looking to see what can I cut. I think it's important that we understand this answer is completely different for everybody, and that there's not going to be one answer for each of you, but you want to be smart. You want to have a plan, right? We talk about this each year about having a marketing plan. Part of a marketing plan is having marketing dollars, setting that aside. You want to keep it to a certain percentage that makes sense for what your profit margin is for each of your products and services. And understanding how they're interdependent of each other will guide you towards what that budget needs to be. But once you have a plan, stick to your plan. That's so important. You know what the values of your business are, and you know how to extend them to your community. So sticking to your plan. Is it difficult to say no? Yes. I'm terrible at saying no. People have given me books on how to say no. It's hard, but sticking to that plan is so important, especially during times like this. And then tracking it and measuring it, understanding what the difference is between network dollars and promo dollars versus full advertising and marketing dollars. You want to make sure that it makes sense for you, and what makes sense for one business is not going to always make sense for another. Tweaking it. After you measure it, tweak it. Don't give up on it. Don't say, no, it didn't work. Tweak it. Understand it. I think that we fall short a lot of times on measuring it to know if it made sense or not, and tweaking it is where that really comes in. But it is, I know it's an obvious answer that it's not the same for everyone, but it is something that you can really work out through with planning and sticking to your plan. Video marketing, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's the best answer for right now. I think that you can do it as sophisticated and as not as you want. I think it needs to highlight your personality. I think you can use it to show new products. I think you can use it to show sneak peeks of what's coming. There are free platforms you can use. You can use Facebook Live. You can use Instagram TV. You can use stories. And obviously there are paid platforms as well. I think both are great. I would probably experiment with the free first, and then I would evolve into more sophisticated. But I think that having a video for your business is so important, especially on a professional level. You can bring in a crew, you can bring in lights, you can do that. We can walk you through it. And we'd be happy to help you as well. If you want to promote your open house, I think having a video is an awesome idea. We put up on our website, I really think it was in March, a link to where we would interview you to talk about your business. It's still up there, so that offer's still there. If anybody wants to do that, you just go to the LebanonTN.org website, and there's an economic development page, and then in there there's a there's a small business page. That small business page is where you'll find resources that will connect you to the state. There's a downloadable marketing guide to manage through COVID with some easy tips. I think it's 5 short tips. But there's also an application, more or less a questionnaire about if you want to be interviewed as your business, where you can talk about the holidays, shopping, promotion. We want to highlight as many businesses as we can. We haven't really had a lot of interest in it, but it's on there still. We haven't taken it down. So if that's something you want to do, feel free to follow those links and let us know. There's a goofy picture of me, like a superhero that says shop small, like shop online or something like that. I think that what we really have to do as a community is educate ourselves that you can still support local businesses online, that we don't need to think we go outside of our community when we go online. And I know that's a challenge, and I know it's new, but I think if we work together, we can continue to push that messaging out. With the resources we have, please visit our website. And we always have a Shop Small page on there as well, listing all the businesses that have chosen to participate. We want everybody on there. Don't forget to also log on to 10 Community and sign up for their promotions. And remember that we are all in this together, and that we are all working to push these marketing efforts out to Shop Small for the holiday season. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. You can always email me or call me. My email is Sarah, SARAH, period, Haston, HASTON, at LebanonTN.org. The Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce is always here to be a resource to you as well. And we also have Historic Lebanon with our Main Street program. They're here to be a resource as well. And I think that concludes my seminar. I appreciate everybody participating. But if there are questions or if anyone has any comments or suggestions, we would love to open it back up. And please feel free to share, whether it's a success, a struggle, a challenge. We're happy to listen and help as much as we can.